Tonight, we continue our inside look at hospice care.
Precious time.
I guess that's what makes them precious, because they don't last forever.
Next, we continue my look at hospice services and my mother's journey a year ago. Tonight, how Mount Carmel Hospice prepared my mom's apartment for her last trip home. This week, we take a very personal look at hospice services following my mother's journey a year ago. My mom, a big supporter of hospice, was happy to have us document her experience so others might better understand what hospice offers. Yesterday, I introduced you to Mom, a woman of courage through nightmarish teen years with an abusive stepfather, the loss of her marriage and her youngest son, but never a loss of a desire to help others. We looked at the day that my sisters and I got the sad news Mom had only days to live, and her last day at Mount Carmel St. Anne's. Tonight, how hospice made ready her apartment for the final journey home. What are you looking forward to about just getting home for, whatever time you have? What are you looking forward to?
Well, familiar surroundings, time spent with really excellent friends.
My mother is part of the vast majority. A recent Gallup poll shows 80% of those surveyed, if given the choice, would rather die at home. But before my mother could go home to the Ravines at Central College, changes had to be made. My sister Carol and brother-in-law Wes prepare for Mom and greet a technician from Cornerstone Medical Supplies. It's part of the Mount Carmel Health System Hospice and Palliative Care Program. Decisions are made on where to place Mom's medical bed and how to operate it.
The up arrow, take the head of the bed up.
There is a lot to cover as Carol gets a crash course in operating an oxygen nebulizer.
You kind of just push and kind of give it a little twist. It'll go on there nice and tight.
A special chair with multiple uses.
Just as it is, you can set it in the shower, use it as a shower chair.
As we prepare her apartment, we prepare our minds and emotions because as Mom leaves St. Anne's, most of her 24/7 care will fall primarily to us. And she, like the rest of us, know the devastating acute leukemia will rage unabated.
There will be a last transfusion, there will be a last platelet pack, and then whatever comes after that, I think she's as prepared as you can get when you don't know what the unknown is about.
A difficult time for all of us because Mom makes this trip home just 4 days after the death of our father from Alzheimer's complications. But we are not alone. Old friends, knowing time is short, come from all over. Pat Arn and daughter Heidi were our next-door neighbors growing up.
Precious time.
It is a precious time.
It is a precious time.
It's an absolutely precious time.
And I guess that's what makes them precious, because they don't last forever.
And a program through Senior Options sends us a helping hand through Megan, a group called InCare. 3.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. The fee based on monthly income, and for many, it's free.
I come in and just help provide any care that's available, that the patient needs, any comfort and, the changing and anything like that, and cleaning and
Wonderful.
things like that.
What do you think of old Megan there, Mom?
It's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
Megan's assistance, Mom is able to sit in her favorite chair for a visit from her women's Bible study group.
Today, so thankful for the wonderful life you've given us and the friendship you've given us with Betty.
As they share encouragement with Mom inside, outside in the hall, my sisters and myself look for encouragement and guidance. Mount Carmel Hospice nurse Sandy Holtine and social worker Chris Cavender.
The biggest fear with death and dying is often the unknown, and so part of our job is to relieve some of that.
And there had been plenty of fear the first night at home when my sisters were confronted with a horrific nosebleed.
Well, no one warned us. No one prepared us.
Nurse Holtine admitting the first night nosebleed is unusual. Nonetheless, she confirms that Mom's eventual passing may come not from a nosebleed, but from a massive loss of blood, recommending dark towels and sheets, if possible, to cut down on panic.
If she has a serious bleed, she's not going to be panicking. It will be you guys kind of knowing.
Suddenly, the heart-to-heart is interrupted by a surprise visit.
She's a 5'2" junior out of Westerville.
Mom just had to see what was going on.
Did you enjoy your visit with your Bible study
I
girls?
very much enjoyed it.
Aren't they awesome?
They are awesome.
A precious time for hugs and gratitude for those who had known my mother less than 8 months, as hospice helps us prepare for the final days.
Now we want to let you know about some important things. Coming up tomorrow, we finish Mom's Journey to show how hospice provided calming instructions and support during those closing hours and right after. On Thursday, we look at critical bereavement services that hospice provides. We also have more resources that your family may be looking for online. A special section on NBC4i.com offers links to local and national hospice organizations, as well as raw interviews with my mom and family members about the process. Just search hospice. And again, this Thursday starting at 5, we're holding a call to answer all of your questions about hospice care. We will have experts on hand from local hospice organizations, including Mount Carmel, and offering your family the advice that you might need to make that decision to choose hospice care.
They do amazing work. What a blessing and what a touching story. Thank you, Cab.